Oh my God. So women in their 30s and in their 40s are expired. What? Can someone tell me why dating in your 30s is so bad?
I don't know how much longer I can stand being single, and it's not because I'm just super lonely.
Prioritizing parties instead of family is why most modern women are in this situation.
I really am trying to change my single status. I'm trying really hard.
I turned 25 this week, and if I'm honest, I'm terrified.
I'm 38, I'm still single, and no one...
Unfortunately, many will follow this trail. That's the lie sold in being strong and independent. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Every year, the quality of your eggs deteriorate and the number available reduces. Hey ladies, if you're 35 and older, I got some real talk for you. People don't like to discuss this, but here's my opinion. It's really important for you to freeze your eggs. I know it's a sensitive subject, and I know it can be difficult to confront the reality of your biological clock ticking, but you don't have time to waste, and you can't go backwards.
I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant. We're gonna see your table manners. We're just gonna, study you a bit.
I started the egg freezing process. I did some preliminary tests, which showed that my egg count is really low. The doctors did tell me that might affect my fertility. My eggs are high quality, but there's just not a lot of them. It's just so sad.
Ouch! Unfortunately for this woman, it looks like she waited too long to start taking life seriously. According to my report here, for women who are under 35, each frozen egg has about a 5 to 12% chance of resulting in a live birth. For women who are 35, 40 and up, the success rate declines drastically due to egg quality. I see many modern women today who are just enjoying life, going to parties, having multiple partners, and stating they're willing to follow that same process later in life after living it up. At the moment, their primary focus seems to be on fun and enjoying their freedom. What they don't seem to realize is that biology doesn't wait. Fertility has a natural timeline, and no amount of modern technology can fully compensate for the loss of egg quality that comes with age. Sadly, this mindset often leads to regret later in life, especially when they start to desire a stable relationship, marriage, or children, but find those opportunities slipping away.
I'm at the point of being single where when I hear someone say, oh, me and my boyfriend, or oh, me and my husband, we did this, I'm like, oh my God, you actually have one of those? Like they exist? Where did you get it?
Does any other woman just find it such a relief when incel men say that women over 30 are expired? I literally am like, thank God, because all that means is men like that are going to stay far away from me. I'm 33. To them, I want to be as expired as I possibly can be, because I don't want to attract those sort of men into my existence, and I don't. Just always like, yes, please think I'm expired, because I don't want, just stay away from me.
Can someone tell me why dating in your 30s is so bad? It's not even normal. This is not normal. It was not like this in my early 20s. What has happened to this generation of men? Tell me.
Well, nothing has happened to this generation of men, madam. They've just adapted to their environments. I mean, you heard her yourself. She mentioned that dating wasn't hard for her in her early 20s. That means she had all the options in the world, yet she still couldn't find a man to settle down with. Or maybe, just maybe, she was simply playing the field. enjoying the attention and holding out for something better. Now that she's in her 30s, she's experiencing the harsh realities and difficulties of dating. This is a classic example of a woman who didn't prioritize what truly mattered in the long run. When she had youth and options on her side, instead of investing in a meaningful relationship, she likely focused on casual dating, partying, or chasing men who weren't serious about commitment. What a shame, because now the tables have turned. The men she once overlooked or deemed not good enough are either married, dating younger women, or have simply checked out of the dating market altogether. She's now dealing with the consequences of her earlier decisions, and the dating world isn't as forgiving as she might have assumed.
Okay, so I haven't dated anybody in 3 years. I finally decided I'm going to put myself out there, start meeting people. These men are weak. These men are soft, okay? They don't text you. They don't call you. They like your Instagram post. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. What planet is everybody on? Why are girls allowing men to act like this to them? Absolutely not. No, go waste your time with a 20-year-old. Like, they'll probably be happy to get your attention. Oh, somebody's here for me. It's not a date.
Most men have given up after a while. Hell, when we put in effort, we don't get it back. Most men just work and go home. Dating apps don't work. It's a trap. It's because men don't wanna. Continue to be played, let down, so we work and hunt and stay home. We've been beat down and we've done all we can do for a female, and it doesn't mean anything to them, so we stay to ourselves. Would women say they've been single for multiple years? That does not mean they've been celibate. Basically, they're tired of sleeping around. A lot of modern women today in dating just wants to be chased. They refuse to reciprocate, and men just don't want to deal with that anymore. It's exhausting to constantly be the one pursuing, planning, and proving yourself to someone who doesn't put in the same level of effort. Many women have adopted a mindset where they believe being chased is their only role, while men are expected to jump through hoops to win their attention. These men are not weak, they're just matching your energy. If you aren't putting in the effort, why should they?
Hi, this is Sharzad. I f*** 4 men today, and I believe that the more men a woman fucks, the greater is her value. It's like the more books I read, the more languages I speak, the more dishes I've cooked, the more children I've nourished, the greater is my value. My experience, my love I've put into something increases my value. And I would like to say to the ladies, what would you do sexually? I'm reading off my Facebook thing because I just posted this, but what would you do sexually if the world didn't shame you or guilt you for enjoying it? And if you put it back on men to manage their own emotional states about your sexuality. And men, what would you do sexually if you didn't believe you had to marry a woman or start a relationship with her just because you had sex with her? If you put it back on her to manage her own emotional state. Sometimes I think we're in the dark ages. Thank you for listening to my video.
I mean, this woman has got to be delusional to believe that a woman's value increases with each man she sleeps with. At that point, they're just racking up body counts and making it harder for them to pair bond. These women will eventually find themselves unable to function in a healthy relationship because they're too accustomed to the cycle of sleeping with multiple people without establishing emotional connections or commitment. Each failed or casual encounter leaves emotional baggage behind, making it more challenging to invest fully in a future partner. The irony is that while they may believe this behavior gives them power or freedom, it often leads to the opposite: emotional detachment, a damaged reputation, and a dwindling ability to attract partners who are serious about commitment. By the time they realize this, it's often too late and the cycle continues.
Where are we meeting the men that don't stop? Where are we finding them? Someone tell me where I can find a decent, loyal, funny, good-looking guy around here?
I'm convinced that it ain't no motherfucking men out here anymore. It's just with balls.
Where are all the men? Where can I find a good man? Where can I find a man? Where are all the men?
Where are the men at? Where are the men that are going to open the car door? Where are the men at that are going to provide and protect? Like, women have ruined this for us. Where do I find y'all?
Do you ever think that they might be sick and tired of having half their stuff taken from them if you're not happy? Did you ever think that they don't like being accused of being abusive because, I don't know, they said, I don't like this, or you shouldn't do that, or maybe they got angry?
I'm 30 and I'm single, and something that I quickly had to learn while dating at my 30s is that 30 or plus year old men would much rather date women that are on their early 20s than women that are 30 or plus years old. And I think the reason for that is because when you turn 30, you hit this wall where you don't take the same shit they used to take while you were in your 20s. For example, when I was in my 20s, a guy would say, yeah, like, I just need time. I cannot be in a serious relationship with you right now. And I would go for it and I would entertain this man. If a man comes today and says, hey, I'm not ready for a serious relationship, it's like, babe, you're 30. The hairline is going back. Like, what else do you need time for? So I quickly had to realize that I'm probably going to be spending a lot of time single, and I have to be okay with it because I cannot go back to my 20s. I also don't want to. I love being 30 and the maturity and consciousness that I have now.
There's many reasons why a 30-plus-year-old man would much rather be dating a younger woman who's in her 20s compared to an older woman or a woman on his age. They are often less burdened by past experiences or emotional baggage and more likely to be interested in building something lasting. These younger women also tend to align more with the man's desire for starting a family, as they represent fertility and a long-term future. Many of these women, when they see that, they assume these men are trying to take advantage of them, which is not the case. Men aren't just looking for youthful beauty. They're looking for a fresh perspective and a partner who is equally open to the possibilities of a committed relationship. One thing I never understood with these types of women is, if dating and starting a family is important to them, why don't they look for something serious earlier on at their best? Why do they entertain the players and complain later when reality hits them in the face?
It's been on my first date in literally years, and it went really well. I really enjoyed it. He was really nice. I liked him a lot, but I could tell that he was getting more friendly vibes from me. He probably just didn't like me very much. I could tell at the end, like, when you know, and I was like, oh god, this man does not like me as more than a friend. And it's probably because I just kept rambling on about myself, and I'm just very out of practice with first dates, so I'm very awkward. It's not the best night, but it was nice to get back out there, and I will not be doing it again anytime soon because I hate rejection. So I will probably go on another date in like 2 years, and but this was a nice experience. Okay, goodbye.
So I have recently had a few gentlemen tell me that, given my age, because I will be 46 in 2 months, sadly, 2.5 months. I'm actually loving my 40s, so I don't, it doesn't bother me. But I've had a few men say, oh, you've got an expiration date. You're coming up on your expiration date. And I'm like, excuse me? I don't think I have an expiration date. Maybe looks wise. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to start to get more wrinkles and gray hair at some point. But like, yes, she rolls in the grass. But do you guys think that? Ladies, I want your opinion on this, but I don't know if I want any more men's opinion on this. I don't know. I think women that have been lifting weights and that are doing all the things in their 40s are looking way better than any 20-year-old. And they look better than they did in their 20s. So, expiration date or not, I think a lot of us women are doing just freaking fine. But give me your input. I'm curious to know your thoughts on that.
That's just cope. She actually said that with a smile on her face. There's no way she actually believes that a 40-year-old woman looks better than a 20-year-old. The reality is, the wall that women hit in their 40s is a natural part of aging. It's when they become less noticeable to men in the way they once were. Some of them may still be attractive, and sure, they may have aged gracefully, but it's not the same as when they were younger. Men are wired to be more visually stimulated, and youth is typically associated with beauty and fertility, which is why a 20-year-old will always stand out more to men than a woman in her 40s, even if she has maintained herself well. It's important to recognize that attractiveness isn't just about physical appearance. It's also about how men perceive a woman's potential for the future.
I tweeted, "You can't be that hot at 35, don't shoot the messenger." Notice my verbiage. What did I say? I said, that hot. Now, when you think of that hot, okay, did I say that you were ugly at 35? No. Did I say that did I say you couldn't be cute at 35? No. But when I think of that hot, I think of maybe top 10% of beauty.
Since a lot of men are visual creatures, let me walk through what I just made. Why I won't sleep with a man who makes less than $200,000 a year.
Most men watching this are just wondering who's gonna tell her. Me. Honestly, any man that makes that amount of money, if he saw this was your opinion, he would be out the door. Actually, any man making under 200K, if they knew that this was your crazy expectation, he would be glad that he was eliminated. Because it saves him the hassle of having to listen to these types of expectations from a woman that wants a daddy rather than a partner. Also, men that earn that amount of money, they either one, wants a partner that brings just as much to the table as he does because it means that they can work together towards mutual goals. That is like the definition of doing life together. Or number two, if a man that makes that amount of money, if he can't find the right partner, or let's just say he doesn't want that in life, he may just want some of his basic needs met, if you know what I mean. But for that, he wants a really attractive woman. And he knows that with the money that he has, and let's face it, ladies, there's plenty of you out there that's willing to take money for this. He knows that he can find it. So if you're a woman that does not want or cannot be either one of these things, which was the truth of this video, the man making that amount of money is going to pass every single time.
Well, thank God. Because I only make $199,999, so I guess I don't qualify. But seriously, what man with $200,000 would even entertain a woman with such crazy expectations? It's mind-boggling how some women think they can demand the world from a man while not offering much in return, especially when the bar they set for themselves is so high. The reality is that many men who are financially successful aren't interested in dealing with women who have these unattainable standards. They have worked hard to get where they are, and they want someone who values them for who they are, not just their financial status or what they can provide. When modern women complain about being single, it's often because of these very crazy expectations. They focus on a man's income, looks, and status, while overlooking the fact that relationships are built on more than just material things. Men's standards, on the other hand, are much simpler. Most men are just looking for a loyal, loving, decently fit woman who doesn't come with a laundry list of demands that are impossible to meet. Men want someone who appreciates them, supports them, and brings peace to their lives, not someone who constantly keeps a mental checklist of what they should have in order to be worthy.